Today's topic, as you all know, we are going to discuss about how you can improve your speaking skills, right? All right. Okay. So this is IELTS tutorials. I'm going to share my screen and begin with the presentation, right? Okay. All right, boys and girls. Very good morning to all of you. Good to see such a good response. All right. So, yes, this is IELTS tutorials. Welcome, all of you. This is your one-stop destination to fulfill all your dreams, to reach your dream destination, dream institution, whatever dreams you are having. This is one platform where you can fulfill your dreams, right? Okay. So, just giving you a brief introduction about the Aussies group. This is our journey so far. Let me take you through the journey, how we have and what all, what are the achievements we have. We have around, 130K plus registered IELTS test takers, about around 1.5K plus joined online coaching, which are the students, the candidates who are getting benefited from our trainers, experienced trainers, and then 70%, more than 70% students have scored more than 7+ score. Okay, that is the desired score, and many of them who have tried again and again and have been able to achieve their desired score after coming in touch with us, taking valuable tips from us. We have around 135K plus Android users and 29.5K plus iOS users. Our app rating has always been consistently 4.7, and we have a Telegram community of more than 10K plus members, in which there are trainers also. There are so many candidates who keep pouring in their difficulties, tips, and tricks, structure you should be following. Everything is being shared in that group, so everybody gets benefited. Right? All right. So now let us start with our session. All right. As you all know, today's session is about speaking format. We all know we have 4 modules. So today's session is going to be about speaking, how you can improve your band. All right. And then I would be giving certain tips which would enhance your speaking scores, which would help you reach your desired band. All right. All right. So begin with the introduction. Yes, preparation is the key to success in every field, not only IELTS, everywhere. Preparation is a must thing, okay? All right. So whether your goal is to study, work, or live in an English speaking environment, we will be helping you with all the tips that will help you understand what examiners are looking for, right? And provide you with the helpful insights and tips and reminders which will help you do your best in the IELTS speaking test. So boys and girls, if you have any doubts during the session, you can just put your queries in the chat box. I will take them up as soon as I see them, or maybe, later if you have, there'll be a separate session also in case you want to discuss anything. All right. So as you all know, we have 2 types of IELTS test. One is general, one is academic. General is for the people who go to work over there, who are just, migrating for their future purposes. And academic is for the candidates who go for studying, to seek a further degree from foreign countries. So as far as the test format is concerned, listening and speaking is same for both academic and general. It is going to be the same. Reading and writing are different. Different as in the type of questions. The topics would be different, but the format and everything is same, except that in writing, the task 1 is different. Okay, task 1 for general is letter writing, and for academic is report writing. Okay, how your test is conducted? Listening, reading, writing is completed on the same day in continuation, one after the other. Speaking is held at a different time. It could be prior to your these 3 tests, or it could be at a later time, maybe same day or within 1 week. but it is held at a different time. All right. For the CBT, there are two types of tests you all must be knowing. It is CBT and PBT. One is computer-based test and one is paper-based test. The format and the test, everything is same. The only difference is the experience on that day. All right. Computer based is candidates are giving their test on the computer. Paper based, as the name suggests, they are conducting it on the paper with a pencil. The sequence or the flow of test is a little different. This change has come from 25th, since 25th June. The sequence of test is for CBT is listening, reading, and writing, whereas for PBT it is writing, listening, and reading. Your total test time is going to be 2 hours 45 minutes, wherein 1 hour is for reading, 1 hour for writing, 30 minutes is for listening, and 14 to 15 minutes is for your speaking module. Any questions so far? I cannot see, so it's good to go. We are moving forward. All right. So these are your details, right? These are your details of how your test is going to be. Your listening section has four sections, and you have 40 questions which you have to complete in 30 minutes. Each correct question, each correct answer fetches you 1 mark. All right. One correct answer and 1 mark. Speaking is going to have 3 rounds, which is going to be for 11 to 14 or 15 minutes precisely. And writing is for 1 hour. For academic, as I told you in the beginning, there are 2 tasks for writing. One is report writing, one is essay writing. 20 minutes for report and 40 minutes for essay writing. General again, letter writing and essay writing. Reading is for 60 minutes, 3 sections, 40 questions. Each correct answer, 1 mark. All right. So now coming to speaking. So your speaking, as I told you, it has 3 rounds. Okay, 3 tasks, 3 rounds, 3 sections. It is all the same. Okay. Task one is the Task one or round one is your introduction round, or we also call it as interview round. Okay. Then your round two is long term round. Okay. And task three or round three is the discussion round. So your round one and round three is a dialogue round. Dialogue is a round in which 2 people are involved. Task two or the round two is a monologue. Okay. In which only the student is supposed to talk. All right. So just to tell you, there is a 0 round also. Okay. Now, 0 round happens before your round 1, in which just to make the candidate a little comfortable, just a brief introduction is done. It is just a very brief round in which maybe, they might check your ID and all. Yeah, to tell you, the ID is checked at the gate also before you enter, and it is checked in the examination center also. Okay. Okay. This is the speaking test format. All right. So as I told you, the speaking component is same for both the tests, right? It is, it is same. There are 3 parts, already told you. Your test is recorded and it is a face-to-face interview. Okay, it is a face-to-face conversation with your examiner. First round is introduction. Here, what happens is the examiner introduces himself or herself and asks you to introduce yourself also. And also in this round, they confirm your identity, okay, by asking you for your identity card and your passport. You should carry the same identity ID proof, which you have used for registering your test. And of course, the passport is the same, but ID proof, if you have used whichever ID proof you have used, carry that only for your test. Here in this round, the examiner will ask you general questions on familiar topics. Okay. Yeah, I think Sana was asking me that what type of questions are asked. So in your round 1, it is just the general questions which are asked about yourself. It could be your family, it could be yourself, it could be your likes, dislikes, where you work, where you have studied, how you have traveled, how you have commuted and come to the test center. It could be anything, but very general questions, right? The second round is the long turn round, which is for around 3 to 4 minutes. Okay. Here you will be given a prompt, you will be given a cue card. Of course, I will be discussing all of them in detail later on. Okay, I'm just giving you a brief introduction over here. So in the second round, the examiner gives you a cue card. Okay, there is a question along with 3 or 4 prompts. The candidate is supposed to speak here. Okay, the examiner or the test taker is only going to speak here. And at the end of the round, there is a situation they might ask you 2, 3 questions about what you have spoken, right? And you get 1 minute to prepare. After you have seen the cue card, you will be getting 1 minute to prepare. You will be given a paper and a pen to jot down. I will be telling you everything in detail when we at a later stage. And then your third round is your two-way discussion. This is again a dialogue round, okay, which is for around 4 to 5 minutes. Here, there are questions which are asked by the examiner. Mostly, the topic of this is not mostly, I would say, it is the topic is related to your topic two, round two topic. Whatever you have been asked in the round two, your round three questions are going to be similar or of the same area. Okay, just the difference is that round two, you will be talking in particular, and in round three, it will be a generalized type of a thing. Okay, like I will just give you an example. If in cue card round you are asked about a favorite person or a favorite, family member. So in the round three, you would be asked about society or about how you live in the family. It is going to be an abstract type of questions. And in round two, it is going to be generalized, personalized. Okay, so before we move further, I just want to tell you that we will be coming up with a giveaway at the end of the session. So stay tuned. Don't leave the session. Okay, that will be announced at the end of the this presentation. Okay, now let us begin. How you have to prepare and what are the various tips and tricks and what are the criteria and what are the things which should be kept in mind when you start your preparation. So there are 4 band descriptors, okay, which you should always keep in mind, okay, for speaking and writing. There are band descriptors on the basis of which you are evaluated. Your band depends on these 4 bands, all right. For speaking, first one is fluency and coherence. Now, what is fluency? Fluency is your ability to speak at length, okay, without hesitation, without self-correction and repetition. You are going to be assessed on your continuity. The examiner is going to judge you whether you have been able to speak, uh, with a very, comfortable way. There was no discomfort or hesitation, right? And the second part of this is coherence. Coherence, you will be assessed about, how you have linked the ideas, whether whatever you are talking is linked with each other or not. Okay, it is how your flow is. What is your, range of vocabulary? And yes, in coherence, you should be using a lot of connectors and cohesive devices. So cohesive devices makes your speech very impressive. Okay, and also, your speech should be in a sequential way. If you are narrating one incident, if you have been asked to narrate an experience or something, it should be in a sequential way. That you left your house, then you took some auto or taxi, and then you took another mode of transport, then you reached there. So coherence is checking your flow. The second band descriptor is lexical resource. This assesses your ability to use a range of vocabulary. Now here, I want to tell you that you should be using only the vocabulary which you are sure about. Do not memorize very heavy words and use them. Okay, you might end up messing up your speech, right? So just be natural. Maybe you are using simple vocabulary, but it should be relatable. It should be relevant. Not that you just put in the words just because you have memorized and you want the examiner to feel that you know a lot of words. Don't do that mistake. Okay. Third is your grammatical range and accuracy. Here you will be tested on your ability to speak grammatically correct sentences. Okay. It is always good to use complex sentences. But if you have a difficulty, please don't attempt it. Okay. If you use complex sentences, it is definitely going to get you a better band. Okay. But then if you are uncomfortable and you think you will get, confused, just don't do it. Just use simple sentences and go ahead with it. Also, here, your number of errors will be judged. The type of grammar. Okay, now grammar would include here the tenses you use, the subject verb agreement, articles, prepositions, direct, indirect speech. Okay, and then your yes, intonation and everything will be also judged in here. Now comes the fourth band descriptor, which is your pronunciation. Okay, now here your ability to clearly and correctly say, speak, and pronounce particular words. That is going to be assessed. So here I will say be natural. Okay, don't speak very fast or very slow. Just be natural, be yourself. Okay. Also, to make your speech a little interesting, okay, put a little stress on the words you want to emphasize on. Also, take care of the intonation. Intonation, as I'm telling you, is like emphasizing on the words which you would like to uh, show that these are important words. So put a little more stress while speaking when you're giving your speech. Okay. These are the band descriptors. Okay, you can have a look. It is available on internet. Just have a look. When you're preparing, keep going through these band descriptors. They help you a lot to improvise. It is a type of self-assessment when you go through these band descriptors. Okay, now coming to round one, in which I will be telling you in detail, and also I will be telling you about the tips which you should be keeping in mind. All right, as I already told you, this is a dialogue round, okay? This tests your conversational skills. It should be effortless. It should be effortless. It shouldn't, the examiner should not gauge a situation where he is, able to see that you are struggling with your answers. Just be yourself, okay? In this round, there are going to be 12 questions, and mostly 3 or 4 topics they cover. So you can say after every 4 to 5 questions, the topic changes. The topic will change, but it will revolve around a generalized, thing that can be yourself only, and things which are related to you. So it is going to be the topic majorly, it is going to be yourself only, but the interest or anything, anything relating to you can be changed after every 4 to 5 questions. These are the types of questions which you would be getting. Okay, like what kind of place they can talk about your native place, where you come from, what is your favorite food, topic. They can ask you about an accommodation you would like to live in, a type of apartment, a type of house, things like this. So after every 4 to 5 questions, the topic will be changed. So guys, if you have any doubts, in between, you can just put it in the chat box. These are the major tips for the round one, which you should be following. Okay. First is, do not memorize your answers. It is not going to help you because it is not sure that whatever you are memorizing, you're going to get the same questions. What is going to happen is you will get confused if you have memorized anything. So do a lot of practice. Okay. Do a lot of practice, but do not memorize. Do not use big and unfamiliar words. This is again a case where, students memorize words and, just use them randomly over there, which sometimes does not make any sense. And you end up messing up everything and losing a band. Use a range of grammatical structures, complex sentences, and correct sentences. Do not worry about the accent. All right. If the examiner is a foreigner and he is using a British accent or an American accent, don't go by that. You be yourself. It is not a necessity that you have to answer in the same accent. Okay. Pause to think. If at all, you have to pause, to think what you have to answer. You can just keep, putting in phrases like, okay, that's a good point. That's an interesting situation, so that you get time to, think what you want to speak. But don't pause. Don't keep quiet. There shouldn't be any silence. The moment you get it, I'm not saying the moment you get a question, you just start off. You can take a few seconds, but don't extend those seconds. Just take a little while, just 2 to 3 seconds, and then you can just, cover up that area, cover up that time with using, certain phrases. Okay. Then extend your answers, which means, although, in round one, you're not supposed to give very elaborate answers. Okay. Because in the in the discussion round, you will be discussing things at length. Here, it is just, at least 2 to 3 sentences, not, just yes or no, or just, a simple sentence. There shouldn't be a situation that the examiner is prompting you for further information. Okay, your 2 to 3 lines in which you answer should be, explanatory. It should be explaining and smiling always helps your pronunciation. And do not speak in monotone. Okay, vary your stress while you're talking. Just vary your stress. As I told you, just put more emphasis on the words when you speak, on the words which are important during your speech. Also, you can, use your hand gestures to express yourself better. Okay. Yes, about, practicing the common topics, you can practice tourism, education, environment, family life, just general topics you can practice. Now let's come to the second round, which is the cue card round. Already told you that it tests your ability to speak at length, speaking logically at length, okay, in a very sequential way, right? So here what the process is, you are shown a cue card, okay? There is going to be one question and 3 to 4 or maybe 2 to 3 prompts which are given to you, which help you to prepare your speech. After they have shown to you, you get 1 minute for preparation. Okay, you get a paper and a pencil also to jot down your points. Now, how you are going to utilize this 1 minute, I am going to tell you that also. Okay, now here, after 1 minute is over, you will be told to start. Okay, from there, you will start speaking. Now, you have to speak for 2 minutes without stopping. Okay. It is going to be a speech which is, which is for 2 minutes, and you shouldn't stop yourself. The examiner, just don't keep looking at the watch. Okay, now 2 minutes are over. I should stop now. The examiner will stop you himself or herself only. It could exceed 2 minutes also, but then you should not stop yourself. You should only stop when you're told to stop. At the end of the round, you could be, there is a situation the examiner can put up 2 to 3 questions which are relating to your speech, right? So, the common topics here are people, like they can ask you about your favorite person, or places, about a restaurant or a city or a trip, a memorable trip which you had, anything like that. Then your feelings about a memorable experience, objects, anything. Okay, these are the various things to keep in mind. All right. So this is a type of question which you could get. Can we have, a few minutes, and you can try and attempt this question, and, post in your replies in the chat box. You can just give it an attempt. Just try to answer this question if you can. I am waiting. Okay, in the meantime, let me tell you. So this is the question. These are the types of questions. You will be asked a main question, and then there will be some prompts. These prompts are basically given to the candidate so that, the candidate has an idea how to, prepare himself or herself. Okay. All right. Good, Simran. You say, okay, SYL song. Okay. But then you, good. Then you need to answer the other questions also. I will be telling you how you have to prepare yourself. Okay. Okay. These are the tips how you have to, because this is a long turn round. As the name tells you, it is a long turn round. It is known as long turn because it is the candidate who will be speaking for a longer time, right? Now here your tips are: confidence, be confident. Okay, do not get nervous. There is nothing to feel nervous about. Okay, when you get nervous, you flutter, you stumble, you fumble. Okay, and there could be a situation, when you will start repeating what you've said. So don't get nervous, be confident, just be normal, as if you're talking to your friend. Okay, now these are the mapping out how you have to prepare, how you have to utilize that 1 minute. Okay, you have to utilize that 1 minute to the fullest. These are the three ways in which you can prepare yourself. Okay, one is mind mapping. Mind mapping is, right, you put the question, you put the main topic at the center, and then you draw the branches, okay, on the paper. And in the branches you write the main prompts which have been given to you, and then you start, visualization is an, aided step, to mind mapping. What is visualization? You just close your eyes and visualize that particular thing. Okay. So when there is a picture in front of your eyes, you're able to mind map in a better way. Just write the trigger words. You don't need to write the full sentences, guys. You just have 1 minute. Okay. Just write the trigger words. These are known as trigger words. Okay. So that you see these trigger words and you are able to speak about them. Okay. Yes, visualization is just visualizing that thing and keep jotting down the trigger words. Then there are WH questions. Now let me tell you, visualization and WH questions should be practiced while you are mind mapping. It shouldn't be practiced when you are speaking. You will get confused. So when you are jotting down the points, make sure you visualize the thing, and also you answer to the various WH questions. Now, what are the WH questions? WH questions are what, when, where, who, how, which, right? Now, if you're given, let me just give you a simple example, let us take the example which I gave you. about the, maybe the music which you like, or maybe, there could be a topic, explain a trip or explain your grandparents' house. So just close your eyes, visualize, okay? Jot down all the WH answers. Where is it? When did you go? How does it look like? Who all live there? Okay. Where is it? Which particular area is it? Uh, all right, all these questions. Jot down all the WH questions over there, and these are going to be your trigger words. Okay, these are going to be your trigger words with which will help you to speak at length. Okay, intonation, which this is one thing which I have been repeating and is very important in your speaking round. Okay, it is very important. What is intonation? It is raising and it is a rise and fall of your volume. Okay, when you speak, when you have to emphasize on something, a particular phrase, a word, you want the listener to feel that this is important. You give stress on that. You increase, you raise your volume. The listener comes to know that this is the thing which is more important. Okay. Also, it makes the speech very interesting. Otherwise, if you're just talking in a monotone, it becomes very. Just imagine if you're listening to a speech and it is just in a monotone. There is no comma, there is no full stop, there is no uh, it is very uninteresting. So maintain your intonation. Fluency. Fluency again is a very major thing because it is one of the band descriptor also. It affects your band. Fluency needs to be there. Okay. So do not use fillers. What happens, candidates, when they are very nervous, they use fillers. Don't use fillers. Fillers are like, don't do this. Okay. You see, I see. The examiner can make out that you are, getting stuck. So use some type of phrases or just, be natural. Maintain your fluency. Close your eyes and imagine. As I told you, visualization. Close and imagine what you want to speak about. This should not happen when you're speaking, when you are, giving your speech. These all three things, mind mapping, WH questions, and visualization should happen at the stage when you're preparing yourself. This is for that 1 minute which you're utilizing. Round two tips, personal touch, okay? Making use of informal language. Here you can use your informal language, okay? Which gives a sort of personal touch, okay? The examiner is also calm. He also becomes, comfortable, and you have a very nice, rapport, and the atmosphere also becomes comfortable. Of course, it helps you to overcome your hesitation and nervousness. Use natural way of speaking, okay? You can use slangs like, this is the best thing, which ever happened to me. This is the best thing I have ever seen. It was like a piece of cake. You can use phrases like this. Okay, the basic and the most important tip, which you should be following in all the 4 modules, not only speaking, practice, practice, and practice. Now, talking about the speaking module, how you can practice. There are 2 ways you can, make your friend, your family member sit in front of you. Just talk about it. You can pick up, there are so many topics which are, available on the internet, on our portal. Okay, our portal is full of exercises. It is full of study material. It has got ample questions, ample study material. You can go through that. Okay, pick up topics from there and make your friend or family member sit in front of you and practice. The other way to practice is record your audios. Okay, record your audios. Stand in front of the mirror. Also observe your expressions and everything. This is the best thing I think you can do, is because it is you by this you will be able to gauge yourself. You will be able to self assess yourself. Okay, so yes, record your audio, listen to it. Okay, mark when you listen to it once, mark, write down how many mistakes you made. All right. Suppose it is 10. It is 10 times when you fumbled, you used fillers. Okay. Re-record it. Go through the topic again. Do it again. Again, note down the number of mistakes this time you made. I am sure it will come down to, 7 or 6 because you have observed your mistakes and you want to improvise. So I am sure by the time you record for, the third or fourth time, your fumbles, fillers have, you know, almost finished. So this is the best way you can practice your speaking. Now let's come to the round 3, which is the discussion round. Okay. This round is for 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, just a minute. Ananya. Ananya is asking, can we see the cue card in between while speaking for seeing the successive questions? Yes, you can request, but it usually depends on the examiner also. So it is better, if you just understand the cue card the moment you are shown, and also you will be preparing on the basis of that only. So I don't think it will be required to watch it again and again. Okay, so Ananya, I hope I'm clear. All right, let's go to round 3. This is the discussion round. 4 to 5 minutes again, in which you will be asked 4 to 8 questions. Questions will be definitely based on the topic which has already been given to you in the round 2. The only difference, as I told you, now it is going to be in an abstract way. Suppose it is your favorite teacher. Now your topic would be education, type of, academics, or any changes you would like to bring, or there could be a question, what is the difference, in the type of education now students are getting. There could be various questions, but it will be a general topic. If it was favorite teacher in the round 2, now it is going to be education as a whole. Okay, unlike round 1, candidates need to provide long and detailed answers here. Again, here, give long answers, around 5 to 6 sentences. It should be around 5. Each question you answer should be for around 5 to 6 sentences. Okay, the best, pick up the best words, sentences which explain your answer in a very useful way. Okay. This part focuses on ability to express and justify opinions. Give examples over here. Okay. You want them to believe you. You want the examiners to uh, go with your opinion. So, what is the way to do that? Give examples. Obviously, when you will give examples, now examples will be your uh, experiences, your observations. If you have to confirm that such a thing happened, you have to give an example. You will say, yes, I would just like to, quote one instance, where I faced this situation. When you give your justification, when you give your example, your point becomes more authentic. Okay. Now let's go to the tips which you should follow for round 3. Yes, of course, make sure you know the relevant information about the topic. Okay. Yes, here I would like to tell you that you can ask, very politely to repeat the question. Suppose in round 1 and round 3, the examiner is asking you question, you can just very politely request them. You can just ask them, may I please request you to repeat the question. You can ask for a repetition, but you cannot ask for the meanings of the words. Okay, you cannot ask them that, sorry, sir, I don't know the meaning of this word. Okay, you can just tell them to repeat the questions, and that too very politely. Okay, yes. So moving forward, so make sure you know the relevant information about that topic. Support and extend your answers to look confident. Don't stop. Don't pause. Okay. Just keep talking. Yes, of course, to the point and relevant. Don't go off topic. If if you just have to speak, don't go off topic. Be there only. Rephrase the question. Okay. In case you want some time to think over, rephrase the question. Rephrase it so that, in the meantime, you get some points in your mind. Don't speak prepared answers. Yes, fluency and vocabulary, you should be very sure about the vocabulary which you're using. I already told you, and be fluent. Okay, I have been repeating this time and again. Don't speak prepared answers. That is, do not memorize. Okay, you can get any random and unaware topic. So memorizing is no way going to help you. Okay, avoid speaking in monotone. Already told you what it is. Okay, don't panic. This is the most important tip. Don't panic. Okay. If you're stuck somewhere, just rephrase what you have told. Don't repeat, rephrase it. Speak the same thing, but just in other words. Okay. Just move on. Don't pause. Yes. And ask for doubts if you have any. Okay. Now, don'ts, which you have to keep in mind. Okay. Do not hesitate. Already told you. Okay. Obviously, speaking without hesitation is impressive. Okay. Do not give long pauses or breaks. Okay. Do not memorize your cue cards. It does not work. Do not often self correct yourself. Okay. Do not self correct yourself. Uh, Yes, do not self-correct and repeat yourself. Do not use incorrect grammar. Okay, all these points we have already discussed. It is just a brushing up. Speaking tips to be kept in mind is practice and practice. Make sure you time out for practicing. Practices is really going to help you. Your speed of speaking, your fluency, everything will improve. Expression, okay? Uh, you should be giving a very, pleasing expression. Okay, the impression the examiner should get should be a very pleasing one. Feel relaxed, obviously. Okay, avoid repetition. Be yourself. As I already told you, be natural, be yourself, don't panic. And of course, be elaborate. Okay, as I told you, your answer should not just be confined to a yes or no. There should be a situation when the examiner is telling you to explain. You should be coming out with the explanations yourself. All right. Use correct tenses. Okay. Just gauge what type of question you have been asked, whether it was related to your past, whether it is present, or whether it is a question which is relating to your future. So gauge the question and use the tenses accordingly. If it is a question about past, please answer in past, and likewise. Pronunciation, of course, you have to be very particular about your pronunciation. All right. Vocabulary, use simple vocabulary. Do not use complex words if you are not sure of. Okay. Try to answer as fully as possible. I told you. Okay. This will also help you to use a wider range of vocabulary and grammar. All right. And of course, in part two, the examiner will give you a task card and some paper. Yeah, this I've already told you that make use of that 1 minute to the fullest, right? Because that is the 1 minute which will make the whole difference for your round two. So, guys, these are the various tips you should be following. Amongst these, practicing is the major tip which I would like to emphasize on. Practice makes the whole difference. So, practice a lot and just go for it. Don't be nervous, be natural, just go for it. Okay. So now I will just like to tell you there will be a feedback link which will be posted. Okay, before I hand over to the counselor, I will just like to tell you there will be a feedback link, which will be posted in the chat box towards the end of the session. Please fill it up, fill the feedback form so that we get your valuable feedback, and we improvise and we make ourselves better to have a more fruitful session. Okay. Also, there will be a link for the giveaway. Okay. As I told you in the beginning, there's going to be a giveaway. So please download that giveaway. Okay. And utilize it. So now I will be handing over the session to the counselor. 1 minute, just a minute. Gursimran asked me, ma'am, please tell me how to elaborate follow-up answer. A follow-up answer is the answer which you have to give. Okay. By follow-up answer, you need to elaborate. Okay. You have already prepared yourself using that 1 minute. So that is the follow-up answer. Make use of that 1 minute and prepare yourself well. Right. And yes, about round one and round two, I already told you. Okay. Don't give pauses. Right. That is the best tip. Yes, Sahil, the link will be posted soon. Okay, before we end the session, it will be posted. Any more questions, please, if you would like to ask? Yes, so now you can see in the chat box, there is a link for giveaway. You can download this, okay, practice these questions, and also there are certain, golden tips which you should follow. Okay. Okay, Manpreet, you want to see the slide 9. Just a minute. Here you are. All right. So here we have the link for the giveaway also. Yeah, I told you download this and answer to the questions. All right. And now I will be handing over the session to our counselor. Okay. So thanks everyone for participating. It was a very good response. I am really overwhelmed. Thank you so much. Okay, so very soon the counselor is going to join. You can ask your questions about visa and everything.
Hi all, good morning. My name is Krunal Mistry. I am the one of the immigration consultant working with OSIS Group. So if anyone has any query related to the migration process for Australia or Canada PR, they can let me know for the same. Pushkar, yes, you can file your Canada PR if you are completing your diploma degree. You need a year of experience over there and in relevant field or any field, then you can apply for the PR process. Okay, so Bharti, we just need 1 year of experience for Canada. See, it's like if you are in Canada, then you need a 1 year of experience to fall under the Canadian experience class. It has a very low CRS points, and you can easily able to get your invitation and able to get your PR. Zohib, how many bands will be required for PRC? It depends upon your profile, like which degree you are holding, whether you have bachelor's degree or master's degree. Okay, depends of your degree qualification. We will be able to decide your bands. Okay, Zohib, so your profile is nursing with 5 years of experience. I'd like to say that like Zohib, nursing is basically a regulated profile over there. So you need to complete the like the NCLEX examination to enter in Canada, as you are a medical professional. Without that, you won't be able to work. So each of the province has the requirement, and then the bands will be on an average CLB level 8 they are looking for. That's like listening 7.5 and reading, writing, speaking 6.5. Kriti, what is the limit for the Australian work visa? See, basically Australian work visa can